Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Secrets of Strixhaven Draft here on the channel. We've been on a bit of a hot streak recently, so let's keep it going, drafting our best, playing our best, doing all those great things. Our rare is Mind into Matter. It's a card that I really like. It is pretty much quite narrow. It only really fits into these Quandrix-based decks. You can sometimes splash it in a blue-red deck, though, so that's worth noting. Quite a strong card. There is also Elite Interceptor, which honestly might just be a better card than Mind into Matter. The thing is, this doesn't fulfill as unique of a role as you might think. In some formats, this would just be like, oh yeah, game over, I play this card, I win. There's plenty of late game card advantage tools in this format, so you don't necessarily need to take Mind into Matter that aggressively. So I might just take Elite Interceptor here. I think it just might be a better pick. There is also Flow State, which is a card I haven't loved as much. I think it's good. But some decks have a lot of their instants and sorceries tied to creatures instead of being tied to like expensive splashy spells. So I am tempted to take this. I am also tempted to take this. I think this leads to some really strong decks. The white-red deck, the white-black deck. White-black is one of my personal favorites right now. And then Group Project is a fine card as well. I think I'm going to take the Elite Interceptor here. Mind into Matter is very good, though. Don't get me wrong. I just think it's nice to start with a more proactive deck sometimes. Okie doke. So following up Elite Interceptor. If we had taken Mind into Matter, this pack isn't really the best for me. I don't love a lot of the cards. Here we get, Elite Impractical Joke is the best card in this pack by a pretty wide margin, so we're going to take this regardless. But I think it pairs nicer with the Elite Interceptor than with the Mind into Matter. That card forces you to go into 3 colors right off the bat. That's one of the reasons I avoided it there. I would have taken it probably if there wasn't Elite Interceptor in the pack. I think it was the second best card pretty clearly. Or maybe even the best card, but I think Impractical Joke, going with the Interceptor, we'll see if we can wheel this Pursue the Past, maybe wheel Primary Research, hopefully wheel Owlin Historian. If the Owlin doesn't wheel, we probably don't want to be in white, because, losing these 2 cards wouldn't be the best, but if someone's taken this card before it wheels, especially when there's like other white cards in the pack, that would be bad. But yeah, I think Impractical Joke is a good card to take here. Great removal spell, we're really happy with that. Okay, now there's Applied Geometry, a very strong card. There's also Stone Docent, there's Scolding Administrator for a white-black deck. We can take Applied Geometry. I don't really mind it. I kind of wanted to stick to my white aggro plans and just take the Scolding Administrator. Getting this pick 3 is a bit of a signal, though, because it means a couple people passed up on it. I am also very tempted to just take the Scolding Administrator. I've been finding that the splash decks aren't coming together as much. And if I'm just playing blue-green straight up, am I going to really be happy with that? Administrator's great. Stone Docent is great in red-white specifically. I think Administrator might just be a better card than Applied Geometry. I'm just going to take it. We're going to let the signals beat us over the head until we are unhappy, I guess. There's Run Behind here. We're just going to take the Terramorphic Expanse. Even if I was playing a blue splashy deck, I would want to have a good Terramorphic Expanse set up here. There is Locust Spray. But, yeah. I think we're going to be fine here. This card's fine. There's not really anything great in the pack. This is the best card by a pretty wide margin. This is probably second best. We'll see what we end up seeing here. Okay, now there's some nice white-black aggro cards. There's Melancholic Poet. There's Ink Mage. There's Glyph Mage. Impractical Joke not looking the most likely to make the cut. We could technically splash it, but I don't like splashing in white-black that much. I think Melancholic Poet is just a good 2-drop, though. Glyph Mage and Imperious Ink Mage are also good. So I'm feeling okay about where we're at. Cost of Brilliance is excellent. This is a really interesting pack. Fix What's Broken is actually not that good. The problem being is that you just have, like, your aggressive decks that would rather just have like a proactive 4-drop usually. Your defensive decks don't want to splash this because you have to pay life to play it. Social Snub's not very good. Rehearsed Debater's okay. There is a Quandrix Charm here, so blue-green could have been just a great spot to be, but Cost of Brilliance I think is just the best card in this pack. So I'm happy seeing that. And now there is a Stirring Honormancer coming around. So this card's fantastic, obviously. Great pickup. I wouldn't mind a Masterful Flourish in this deck either. But we are feeling pretty happy about our direction here. And if we started and tried to play like multicolored, we would have had some good cards. I don't get me wrong, we would have had some great cards even. But I think we're going to end up with a deck that we're very happy with here. At least so far. We have 1 really good card, 2 really good cards, 3 really good cards. This is a premium card. You have to view it as such. and take it accordingly if you want to end up with any copies in your deck these days. The Secret's a little bit out on this. And then there's Cost of Brilliance, which is a good card. Like, all of our cards are pretty good. We even have a Terramorphic Expanse to make our mana a little bit better. So I'm feeling pretty good. This Impractical Joke isn't going to make the cut. I don't like splashing in my white-black aggro decks, but we have... all of our cards are pretty good. This is our worst card, and even that is like a good card when you are playing specifically black-white. In black-green, it's not as good, but in black-white, it's good. I think I'm just going to take Interjection here over the Owlin Historian. I like having a copy of this. It's a pretty fine combat trick. Works well with the cards that I already have. Archaic Agony. Again, I don't want to splash in this deck. If you start splashing in your black-white decks, you then go up, you become slower, and you face the decks that are better built to splash, that have things like Mind into Matter. Owlin Historian, the copy we saw before is going to wheel. I think we're just going to take the combat trick now. Ink Mage or a Johnny's Response. I kind of want to just take the Ink Mage here. Ink Mage is quite a good card. The Johnny's Response, also a good removal spell, though. I find that I don't really prioritize removal quite as highly, especially this one. This is much better in red-white than black-white. Knowing that is important. Okay, we did wheel Pursue the Past. We did not wheel the Owlin from this pack, but wheeling Ink Mage is also great. Ink Mage just adds to your consistency in a nice way. We have a couple 3-drops, good 4-drops. We're going to cut that card because we're not splashing. So what I like to do in these situations, you might be like, none of these cards matter. I like to take the cards that overlap partially. So like red-white overlaps a little bit with this. So I would rather take the card that overlaps a little bit. Again, we'll just take the black card because black-green overlaps a little bit. Here, we'll just take the card that we can actually cast. So, pretty good pack 1 for us here. There's another Elite Interceptor. Love seeing that. Let's just try to predict what's going to be taken from this pack, because this is a pretty clear pick. I think it's way better than Wander Off. Really good card. Flashbacks has been better than I thought it would be. Flashback, I mean. And that's a pretty solid card. So this card's going to get taken. This card's going to get taken. This card's going to get taken. 4 with Wander Off. 5, Potioner's Trove. 6, the Newt. 7, the Stone Docent. Is that accurate? Maybe. Teacher's Pest might wheel, and then Archaic's Agony gets taken instead. But I feel like if I was going to choose my next 7 card, it'd probably be Flashback, Pest, Wander Off, Newt, Potioner's Trove, Stone Docent, and maybe Archaic's Agony. Is that 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Yeah. So maybe I will wheel the land. I will almost certainly wheel Interjection. Yeah. Teacher's Pest is surprisingly decent. Okay. So there is Exhibition Tidecaller, which we can't play, but this is a very strong card. And then there's also Mozio, Vane's New Dean, which is also a great card for us. It's better in the Witherbloom decks because you can gain life, but this is also just a great card in your white decks. And it plays super well with Elite Interceptor. When you play Mozio's New Dean and can just like send in that Pest token, gain a life, get back an Elite Interceptor, you feel like you really did it. So this is a fantastic pickup for us. It's one of the best black rares, maybe just the best black rare. I would love to play Render Speechless in this deck. It plays super well with the Ink Mage because you play a Vigilance creature, then you put 2 counters on it so they can't attack you back really ever. So we are ending up in a really good spot here. I'm glad we prioritized this Melancholic Poet. We do need those 2-drops. We have a couple 1-drops. Mozio is great with the 1-drops. We don't have any life gain really yet to go with it, but we have a little bit of life gain from the Poet, which can also help. Bang. This is just what we wanted. Quillblade Laureate. We needed more 2-drops. We love having a card that can like turn our 3/3s into 4/4, 4/3 double strikes. We would love a Render Speechless. We have the space on our curve for it, but we also need 2-drops pretty badly, and we're pretty happy getting this card. If this wasn't in the pack, we would take the Render Speechless. I think Scathing Shadelock is fine in black-white as a top-end card if you need one. Just consistently trigger your cards. Works well with flyers if we have those, but I think just getting a Quillblade Laureate, pretty easy pickup here. And now, okay, so the blue control deck, we would have got Wisdom of Ages. Here, I think it's between a Johnny's Response and Dig Site Inventory. I still think I'm going to take the Johnny's Response, be responsible, pun, kind of, get the removal spell, because I do only have no removal. I don't have any removal spells, and just getting a couple of ways to kill things is important. Send in the Pest, not even a consideration. This card just doesn't do what you want. It doesn't attack as well as you would like. And then Dig Site Inventory is good, but it's better the more repartee cards you have, especially the ones that like scale with counters. And we only have a couple of repartee cards. We don't really need to be a repartee deck for our deck to be good. We just want to be an aggressive shell. This card's a good kill spell. Happy to get it. Boom! Silver Quill Charm, just what the doctor ordered. Love seeing that. Let's put our little spells in that little pile. Silver Quill Charm, just what we wanted. It's a kill spell. It's some extra reach when we drain them for 3. It's a great combat trick. Love seeing this pick 5. That's a great sign for us. Stone Docent also in the pack. We will want to get up to 6 2-drops, I think. That's generally the number I aim for. But if we only get 5, that's fine as well. We're getting some really good cards here. Cost of Brilliance is also an excellent card. There is another Stone Docent. This card gets significantly worse in Silver Quill than Lorehold. This is one of those things you learn when drafting. Cost of Brilliance is just a great card. I'm happy playing 2 copies. Stone Docent is like the sort of like 2-drop that I'm not the most thrilled playing. I think Melancholic Poet is a lot better in these decks. The fact that you don't benefit that much from removing it from the graveyard. It is good with Mozio, so that's worth noting. That is a bit of a minor synergy, but I'd rather just take a Cost of Brilliance here and then hopefully get some random 2-drops on the wheel and such. Okay. Would I rather have Group Project, a Johnny's... This is a great pack for me. I mean, I'm not taking the Ink Mage. I'm taking one of the 2-drops, I think. I don't need another Johnny's Response right now. Would I rather have Mascot or Group Project? Mascot is pretty great. The Surveil matters a lot. The Flying matters a lot. Getting a couple of 2/2s can matter, but I don't really want to take time off to flash it back. So I'm just going to take the Inkling Mascot here. That could be a maybe incorrect pick. It's a close one for sure for me. And now I guess we'll just take the Ascendant Dust Speaker. You never know when you might need this little effect. I don't think that Rabbit Attack is particularly great. And we wield the white-black land. That's perfect. I was hoping I would wield that. The Newt wield. That's a little surprising. And the Archaic's Agony wield, which is not the most surprising. I thought that it might. Newt wheeling is kind of the only real surprise out of this pack. I was trying... Oh, the 2/3 flyer guy didn't wheel, which isn't surprising. I think that card's easy to overrate. But Newt wheeling is interesting. So yeah, we have 2 dual lands now. We'll take the Graduation Day, but we probably won't play it. But we don't want other people to take it and then try to build their deck around it. Perfect. We got Render Speechless back on the wheel. If we wheel the other one, we'll be thrilled. We did not, but we get a random 2-drop. The Inkling Mascot pick was interesting, but it is a good card when you like Render Speechless onto it. The Surveil matters a lot more than you might think. I don't think it's like that far off from being the card we would want there. We now have 4 2-drops. I don't think we need the Evolving Wilds if we have this better tap land. First things first, taking Lecturing Scorn Mage here looks awesome. Give myself another 1-drop. Works well with Mozio. And again, I've got 4 2-drops that are pretty solid. I don't really feel like I'm going to miss out on the 3-1s, though the 3-1s are good with Mozio, as I mentioned, because of the life gain. You can also use things like Silver Quill Charm to trigger the life gain. We're probably not going to play the Dust Speaker. We're probably not going to have to. But Lecturing Scorn Mage is a great card, perfect for our deck. We have like these things which target. We have this which targets. This with targets, so a lot of good targets for things. Molten Core Maestro, what's going to get taken out of this pack? So Maestro, Sonar, Studious, Pursue, Wilt, Embrace, Land. That's 7. And then maybe someone will take Adventurous Eater. Maybe that's even more cards than I was supposed to say. So we don't need the lands here. This is one of the benefits. I already kind of have this land. I could even play the Evolving Wilds or Terramorphic Expanse if I wanted to. I don't love Tragedy Feaster. Like, I don't really want to be sacrificing my own permanents in this deck. I'm tempted to just take Adventurous Eater. It has good synergy with the build. There's also Eager Glyph Mage. Yeah, this card's not my favorite. Let's take the Adventurous Eater. I've been pretty happy with this in my Silver Quill decks. Now there's Joined Researcher, so 2/2 first strike. And then eventually we can start drawing extra cards maybe to finish off the game. I would like Rapier Wit. I would like Melancholic Poet. A 2/2 first striker is also just a good card. Wears a counter pretty well. I think it's better than the Poet. It's close though. Just having first strike lets it attack with impunity a lot of the time. Wears counters really well, so I think this is going to be my pick. And occasionally the draw 3 is relevant for finishing the game. Sure, I'll take a Masterful Flourish. It's pretty much just like a random combat trick. I don't really want Stargaze, though. Render Speechless, however, is a card I'm actively happy to get, so that's nice. Our deck is definitely coming together nicely. There is Pestbrood Sloth. There's some really good blue-green cards, but I think our deck is looking quite good. We have a lot of powerful spells to work with. Eternal Student is a fine 4-drop. We don't really have a lot of 4-drops, so filling out our curve up there is fine, especially because we have some card draw to help us hit our land drops. Now, there's Ink Mage, or there's Shattered Acolyte. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would be our 6th 2-drop. I think that's more important than getting another 3. So the Acolyte's going to fill out our curve real nicely. We can go 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop pretty consistently now, hopefully. This is 23 spells. I think this deck is looking quite nice. My colors are pretty balanced. I have a lot of colored pips. I might want another tap land, but I want to be able to cast my spells on curve, so. Currently, this is the build. The most likely cuts are probably these combat tricks. I don't really have kill spells, though, so combat tricks help a lot. Getting another 2-drop is nice. Getting up to 7 2-drops. If I'd known that was going to be in the pack, maybe I would have taken a little differently. Okay, there's Locust Spray, which is not a great card. Not surprised to see that wheel. Embrace the Paradox, a little more surprising to see it wheel, but... Yeah, the Adventurous Eater pick is probably the one that I'm closest on for this pack, but I do like having one extra way to target things, because currently I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 ways to target things is pretty nice, and getting an extra one is nice too. Like an extra surveil, an extra counter, all that jazz. Helping Hand seems like it could be pretty good for me. I have a lot of creatures that can get back, and a lot of those are pretty good. Okay, let's see what we shall see. Would I rather have Interjection or Masterful Flourish? Probably the Interjection. Play the tap land, maybe. And then cut Masterful Flourish. I am tempted to cut the Plains. I'm also tempted to cut the Helping Hand. Helping Hand's pretty nice, though, I think. I think I'll cut it. I'd rather just play another threat. So my deck is pretty much dead even. But remember, these are like white spells that aren't really reflected. This is a white spell that's not really reflected. I think playing a tap land. The second one is definitely a cost. But being able to keep my opening hands more consistently is definitely a huge win for me. So I'm going to play it like this, I think. Pretty pleased with the way this build came together. 2 tap lands tends to be like pretty okay. You tend to be in good shape. And as we get ready for round 1, I would like to shout out the NicolaiBolas Patreon, patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. If you enjoy my videos and you would like to support my mission to make draft more accessible for people of all skill levels, Patreon's where you go, and you get access to cool bonus content like my card-by-card tier list and format thoughts document. Special shout out to those patrons who support at the credits level. It makes a tremendous difference. Okay, our opening hand is definitely a keeper. This looks pretty good to me. We get to play our Forum of Amity on turn 1, so that we can play this on turn 2. We could have gone 1-drop, 2-drop. But I think this 2-drop, this plus tap is also a decent option. I guess we got slightly punished. Yeah. Play our lifelink guy, especially in a black matchup, it tends to be more aggressive a lot of the time. I could also have run 16 lands in this deck. It's something I'm considering. I might just cut a land for the Helping Hand. Or the combat trick, honestly. Okay, we've got a mirror match on our hands. This Lifelinker is going to be pretty nice here. Sure. If we had played this on turn 1, we could have hit them for a couple damage already. Okay, that's okay. We're fine. We can also start using this, which is worth noting. Their hand is all heavy on removal spells, it looks like. Interesting. Oh no, I should have surveilled it. Oh my gosh. Decline. Honestly, casting it's not the end of the world, but getting the 2/1/1s and then still drawing a fresh card would have probably been better. They just have a hand full of removal, I guess. That's funny. That worked out. So they just have no creatures, I guess. They're just big chillin'. We definitely make the 2/1/1s here before we start surveilling. So what board wipe could they have? They have yet to play a single creature, which is kind of insane. Black-green has a board wipe. They could give -2/-2 to everything with the withering thingy-mabobber. They just have nothing. Okay. I think we will cut a land. We only have one 5-drop and a couple 4-drops, and we have a couple card draw spells on 3. And our mana is decently consistent because of our 2 dual lands. So let's just cut one land here and add in one. I want to add probably the Helping Hand. I've got some pretty good 3-drops to get back. And I've got some decent 2-drops to get back. I don't know. Oftentimes it's worth just playing 17 so you can consistently do things, but I don't have a lot of top end, and flooding is a real concern. But yeah, as I get ready for round 2, I have another thing to shout out. On May 17th, which is a Sunday, I'm going to be doing a coaching session, like a group coaching thing. There's tickets already available. You can find it linked in the description down below. And yeah, it's a hour-long group coaching session with a 30-minute bonus Q&A at the end. But of course, answering questions during the coaching session, just trying to help you get better at Secrets of Strixhaven Drafting. So if you're interested and you're trying to improve for the format, then that's something you can sign up for. Unfortunate, we have to mulligan here. We're going to keep this, though, and we're going to ditch the mascot. Because if we do draw a swamp, we can just play this on turn 1. Nice. And if not, we can go 2-drop and then turn 3 play a double spell or something. This +2 counters would be pretty devastating. Inkling mascot, sure. Let's play Joint Researchers. It can block pretty effectively. Scolding Admin, sure. I'm not going to play around them having a combat trick here. Because if they did, they would have attacked, probably. How aggressive do I want to be? Do I think I win a longer game in this matchup? I have caused first blood. Because I really just want to kill this with my Silver Quill Charm. That was what my instinct was telling me to do. Because I think I have better creatures in play right now. I don't want them to snowball out of control by playing Render Speechless and making it into a 5/5. They were on the play after all. I think when you're on the draw, you have to just be sensitive to that. Killian's Confidence, sure. Oh, okay. So they have a lot of cards in hand, but they only have one creature in play, and they're going to have to start answering my creatures. Because my stuff is about to snowball out of control. And they can't even really block, and if they keep playing Killian's Confidence, we're going to be pretty happy, so... I think we're in okay shape here. Definitely glad we got rid of the Scolding Admin, though. Wow, they're still going for it. That's crazy. They kept it on top. Interesting. And us drawing 3 cards and them drawing 3 cards is probably better for us here. We do end up having to go down to that. Yeah, this is really good for us. It's gotta be. Okay, so start by this. Tap their guy. They maybe could kill us here if they get lucky. And they have the right stuff, but I'm just gonna... I could play this to give this guy double strike. It hits him for 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So now they're at 2. So this can get up buffed up to this, by this to 2 power, 3 power, so 3, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 if they have +2/+2 or something. And I now have 2 cost of Brilliance that are immediate wins. So that's good. I already used my Silver Quill Charm, so that's not an immediate win. Okay, they're still going for that. Why they would buff that instead of their double striker is a mystery to me. But I have 3 lethal creatures. And they scoop it up. That's the problem I've found with Killian's Confidence. It's not the fastest thing to do. If you're playing another fast matchup, you want to be deploying cards from your hand, not just getting constant value. With Killian's Confidence, because they had 5 cards in hand, but I was still playing like really relevant cards every turn. I was deploying my full hand. Everything was going well. I mean, I think starting with the Interceptor is a really good spot to start a draft, because White-Black is really good. Red-White is really good. Okay, we'll see how Helping Hand is. It's definitely better than a Plains would have been here. I do like Quillblade Laureate plus Interjection. That's a great draw. 2, 3, 4. Then Helping Hand can get back the Ink Mage. Play this. It definitely dominates the Stone Docent because of double strike. Sure, they have the Tome Blast. That's okay. Let's just be mana efficient here. We don't care if they're hitting us for 3 a couple times. We do want that. We do want the land as well. Let's just keep both of those. Next turn we can go double 2-drop. Or just play the Eternal Student. Ending. Willblade Laureate, sure. Sure thing, no blocks. Okay, play this. I think this is where we double 2-drop. Actually, we are going to Helping Hand, Melancholic Poet. That seems better, actually, because then we can use our Interjection to protect our guy from Tome Blast if they try to flash that back. Guy comes tapped. Play this guy. Attack for 3. This is where we turn the Jets on. Drain them for 1. Protect our guy. Next turn we threaten to hit them for 8. No blocks. That is A-okay with me. Four, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we still have this guy as a blocker. Play our Acolyte. Next turn we can play this and tap something, probably win because this will drain them for 1 and then 3 of our guys are lethal. Definitely blocking this guy. Oh gosh. Wow. Maybe I was supposed to block with the Acolyte too, because then even if they play a blocker, I'm okay. That's tough. I mean, this is a bonus sheet card that I've literally never seen anyone cast. I mean, I knew it was in the set. What was I afraid of? What's a reason not to block the 3/1 with the 2/2? Because if I do that, I survive. I block here. I live at 2 life. No, I live at 5 life. So let's say they have the Monstrous Rage. And then... What combination of cards, where is it better, where they're at 3 life, this thing plus tapping whatever blocker they play. Once they've attacked with both creatures, they have 5 mana. They have to play like enough things to block my 2 main guys. They also have to play a card that kills Imperious Ink Mage because it just eats this guy. So they have to play like, let's just say Combat Trick. I was thinking of Interjection mostly. But let's say they have Interjection. Let's just say they don't have Monstrous Rage. They have Interjection to kill this, win this combat. So they hit me for 3, I go to 5 or whatever. No, that thing, yeah, I was at such a high life total. My gosh. Because this hit me for 7 by itself. This hit me for 5. Yeah, this hit me for 5. So I was at 8. So I block this guy. I block here. I go up to 10. They Interjection to kill that guy. And so all of a sudden, let's just say I have these 2 guys, and this guy's dead. And then they play blocker, kill spell. I still win. They play 2 blockers. I still win because this tapped something. They only have 4 mana to work with, so they can't play that much stuff. Yeah, I should have just blocked here. Yeah, that was a misplay. I'm writing it down in the old mistake book. Have to go find a pen. Let's see if this pen works. I think there was just no reason not to do it that way. Okay, I'm not going to use this pen. It hasn't even been used yet. Okay, let's see. Mistake book. Secrets of Strixhaven. I'm ashamed, but we're going to win this next game. Okay, so we will play planes. Play my Inkling Mascot, and then next turn I can play Shattered Acolyte and Scorn Mage. When we are choked on one color of mana, you want to make sure that you play all the cards that are of that color. And I should have done this post-combat. I didn't play around Monstrous Rage. Gosh darn it. That card's messed up. So they're gonna kill one of my creatures. I wish I had a kill spell. Target myself. Target this creature. Definitely keep that on top. Attack with these two. Because you want them to use the swords on something else. This was such a good card for them to have. I didn't play around Monstrous Rage. When it was basically the only card that could beat me. I mean, there are scenarios where I could lose that game if I do block differently. Okay, so they're just holding that up now. Okay. And this gets a counter, so. So I really don't want them to kill this Inkling Mascot. It's going to be able to do a lot of damage, I think. So I don't really want to play this. Let's just go to combat and attack with our Acolyte. Okay, sure. Play this to win the combat, I think. And I gain an extra life and I get a Surveil in. I'm about to Surveil too, though, so I don't really want that. Okay, so I keep my guy alive. I kill their 3/3. I play this. I'm looking for a swamp, kind of. But even then, I'm just going to cast Render Speechless this turn. Buff up my flyer, probably. Molten Core Maestro is kind of scary. I could have killed it with Silver Quill Charm, but I didn't really want to risk that. Okay. Now we're going to go Render Speechless. Maybe I should have buffed up a ground creature. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Mozio is excellent here. Another flyer. Oh, okay. Well, Capstone's a problem. 3, 4, 5. The real thing I'm worried about is this Wilt in the Heat, so we're just going to do that. Okay. Okay. We're just going to hope they whiff on their first capstone, and that's going to be our key to victory here. If they only get to play one spell, that's pretty good for me. So they have to draw exactly land to cast this, and then they have to hit something decent. Hopefully I can finish them off next turn then. I attack with everything. And then just go boom, boom. Oh, they don't block at all. Okay. Well, then. That's 7 damage. They go to 6. Play Mozio. We've gained 3 life. We get back our 3 drop. I want to be able to play double black spells next turn. We're going to get rid of that. Maybe I should have just kept this. I can just buff up my flyer guy. But I kind of want to just go poet. Use my other guy here. Oh, they drew a tap land. That's awesome for me. Strife Scholar. Okay, they have 2 blockers, but they're just dead, I think. Land, poet. Exile their flyer. It's important to bounce back when things don't go your way. Okay. I didn't play Monstrous Rage when it was basically the only card that could beat me. I'm just writing down in my little mistakes journal. When I'm in a... I'll just get the next queue started, though. I think having a mistakes journal is pretty nice if you're trying to, like, focus on your skills. So far, my mistake... I don't always remember to write things down in them, but it's still nice to, like, look at. Like, a lot of my mistakes are, like, didn't read the card properly or let auto tapper get me when I didn't need to. But this one is pretty interesting. I didn't play around Monstrous Rage when it was basically the only card that could beat me. When I'm in a good position, I need to take my time and consider the possibilities. All the possibilities. Okay, this is a good hand. Hopefully we hit a land drop or 2. Helping Hand would be better as a plains in this hand for sure. Eternal Student hasn't been great, but it hasn't been terrible. Great draw. I should play this post-combat, just get in the habit. The mirror match once more. Maybe not the most damage that I could have gotten out of this scenario, but used my mana pretty effectively. And this is a great trade for me because I can helping hand it back if it dies. If they last gasp this, I'm really happy. If they use Silver Quill Charm on it, I'm really unhappy. Rapier Whip, sure. That's irrelevant. Holding it back as a blocker is kind of crazy. Let's just play the Eternal Student. Get a 4-2 into play. We could have tapped this, hit them for 2, 3 damage. Not that that does a ton. Put 1 into my hand. I think I would like to have the rest into my graveyard. So I'm bringing back the other one with a helping hand next turn, maybe. So let's get this one into my hand. Send in for 4. I should have sent in for 4 first. I'm not going to write that in the mistakes journal, because that's like a basic thing that I just should remember to do. It doesn't really change a lot, but I should have done it. So I can go Mascot, Eternal Student, Helping Hand. Sure. This is great for me. Render Speechless. Oh. I still think this is the correct play. Mascot. Tap the Eternal Student. Do I want to get this guy back first, or so I can drain them for 1, or do I think they're going to block something? They might block here. Would I rather get that back? I'd rather just get back the guy that drains them, I think. No, I'd rather attack with these things and then have the option to get this guy back next turn. Surveil. That's a good draw for next turn. We will tap the Eternal Student, or for this turn, I guess. Then we will attack with everything. They can eat that guy, yep. And chump block, yep. And then I'm really tempted to get that guy back this turn, just so I can use my mana as effectively as possible, but I don't really want them to know about it. But it also can attack if I bring it back, so that just makes more sense. So I was kind of hoping that thing would die because I wanted this spell back. Especially because with my double strike flyer, potentially, it could be really good. Inkling Mascot, sure. Don't need that. Okay, they play a Johnny's Response, that's fine. They get rid of that guy, that's interesting. They probably really need to hit a land drop then. Should I have attacked with the Honormancer? I didn't really want them getting more flyers, but maybe that would have been correct. I can get back the 2-drop though. Coming up. So they did hit the land they wanted. We'll see what they play with that land. Scathing Shadelock. Okay, I'm in great shape here. This has got to be really good for me. This, gain a life from this. Attack, bring back Inkling Mascot or Melancholic Poet. Or we can just do this and check out their hand. That also seems pretty good to me. Let's do that. Yeah, so this guy makes this people discard cards. They can return creatures. So they can return the Eager Glyph Mage. No, they can't return the Eager Glyph Mage. Quillblade Laureate plus Double Strike isn't the scariest. It's kind of annoying. I mean, none of these cards save them. They have to top deck something for next turn. So they can give this thing +1, +2, +0, +1 double strike. Let's just get rid of the double strike guy. I could attack with Interceptor and the 1/1. The 1/1 dies. If the Interceptor gets through, this thing's lethal next turn then. No matter what. I think I'll just keep my wide board state. So they have to top deck something. Okay, so they drew a land. They're dead. They play Ral. Ral can't get back anything with flying. I guess taking Ral would have stopped them from getting back the Quill Mage guy or whatever, but it makes them tap more their lands to do it.
My office hours are now open. Another repetition.
Did they just target their double striker that can't attack? Okay. Four, 3 flyer. They don't have any flying. Oh my gosh. That was horrifically bad. Oh no. Oh no. What have I done? I literally choked. I was meant to play this pre-combat because that would make this lethal. Well, shucks. Absolute choke job on that front. Terrible. What was I doing? I literally threw the game away. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? That was so bad. They're literally dead on board. Okay, I'm gonna write that in mistakes journal. Okay. I mean, they were dead, and so in my head they were just dead. I literally have the lethal in my hand. That's one of those ones where when you're playing online, you make the mistake a little bit more frequently than you would like. But I shouldn't make that mistake ever. Luckily, nothing can get trample. Flying Death Touch Vigilance. Double strike. Why they have 2 copies of this? Their deck is sick.
Opportunities are everywhere.
Wow, they have a good deck. Okay. Nothing gives trample, right? Flying Vigilance, double strike. Yeah. Okay. I didn't lose because of it, but just play slower. My gosh. Literally had lethal and risked it all for no reason. I mean, I've lost a couple. If I'd lost that game, I would have lost 2 games that I really had no business losing. Okay. I forgot to play my spell. that made my attack lethal. This is a great hand. I'm just going to play this tap land first, and then I'll go 2 1-drops on turn 2 probably. Or this one can be played a little later. I want to be able to play these 2 on the same turn maybe. No, we'll just play our 2 1-drops. Stay focused while they concede. Even... yeah. I forgot to play my spell that made my attack lethal. Stay focused even when the game is functionally over. Yeah. And it's kind of nice. Whenever you write something down in the mistake book, you're like, okay, I can review these. I'll probably not make these mistakes going forward. It'll be good. This is a keeper, even though it's not a good hand. The thing about this sort of hand is my deck is filled with creatures. That would be good draws here. I have about 10 cards that cost 2 or less mana. That would be good to draw here. And, I mean, I'm glad this helping hand isn't a land, that's for sure. Or this would be a mulligan. But, like, if I draw one of my 2-drops here, I'm going to be pretty happy. Okay, I guess it should have been a little more specific. I mean, even this is better than nothing, though. It can kill something, potentially. Okay. This into Render Speechless could be okay. We will see what they are working with. Sure. So they must have just drawn this because they didn't do anything the first few turns. Hopefully we can nab their payoff here and just start cracking it for 5 a turn. They have all the colors. Okay, we do not want them to Archaic's Agony. We can kill their big creature with this. This thing's not the scariest because they can't play it next turn. So I guess we'll just take this. They will grapple with Death My Guy. And then I will bring it back. Yep. That checks out. This thing's going to be really annoying. They just make a 2/2. Interesting. This is obviously not my best draw that I've ever had as far as draw steps and stuff go. They have blue, red, white, black, green. So they're going to draw 5, discard 2 with this. I'm probably going to lose to this start because I just didn't draw my proactive spells, unfortunately. But we're not going to be out, like, concede, obviously. Okay, they keep their cards on top. Helping Hand, bring back this guy. Elite Interceptor. Let's buff up the Elite Interceptor. And turn. I could have buffed up my 3/2. That would have probably been better. This way they might be incentivized to just try to attack my guy here or something. Ouch! Oh, that's brutal. I'm going to do this to stop them from drawing 2, though. So my guy dies, but they don't draw 2 cards. Still seems bad for me, but... now if I top deck Render Speechless number 2, which I have 2 in my deck, I think, then I'm actually in pretty okay shape. Yeah, this is not looking good. I mean, you just lose some games. I don't think there's anything I could... I think that was a keepable hand. Unfortunately, just their deck hit all of its colors. Resonating Loot's actually a very beatable card. It doesn't actually help them cast this guy. Their deck looks pretty good. Random X instants and sorceries get so much better when you have Resonating Loot in your deck, though. I can see why they played that card. Yep. Get the Rhino Bard down. Play the land, because now if I do draw a land, I can go this into the Johnny's response if they play the Archaic, which is my biggest fear. Hopefully they draw a tap land. That's probably the best draw for them from my perspective. Or like a small creature. Okay. Sure. So things are looking grim here. If they hadn't had this, I would have been in okay shape. Just awful. It's never where you want to be. If I'd drawn any... Like, this was literally like the only land that doesn't work for me here. Gosh darn it. Yep. They're using cool art. That's fun. They have some reach now. Now I draw the untapped land. Perfect, perfect. Just what I was hoping for. Like, this was actually completely useless for me now. If I'd drawn it last turn, I would have been able to get this guy into play before, so that I could then hit them for 5 mana, for an extra 3 damage this turn, which would have been very meaningful. I mean, obviously, I'm pretty much dead here. I get 1 Surveil here to find some glorious card that doesn't really exist in my deck. I would have to draw cost... I should have played my land, because the cost of brilliance into, like, cost of brilliance, something else could have maybe gotten the job done. They discarded 3 lands. Yep, of course. Oh, that's a card. Play this guy. Play that. Attack with both. They have to double block this guy. I get to kill their 6/6. What the? That would have been the most insane damage distribution I've ever seen. Put those counters onto this. Now I have 2 lethal threats. Play my land. I'm probably dead here. They probably have something good when they draw 5 more cards, but they did discard 3 lands, so they could have drawn like 5 lands. Okay, Zimone's Experiment. Looking for creatures. Okay, they get a Slumbering Trudge. Okay. Do I want to stop on upkeep? 1, 2, 3, 4. I would have 3 mana left to cast whatever spell I draw. That is most of my spells. I tend to be a draw and then surveil later type person. They only have one card in hand. We could totally win this. This card was a great draw. Trudge being a 4-mana 6/6 really didn't help me, but they only have 8 cards left in their deck, too. We still have 2 lethal threats. We could have attacked with both, and then they have to, like, they eat one and they have to chump with the other guy. I don't know if that would have made things easier for me or harder for me. What cards am I? I'm really hoping to draw my Cost of Brilliance. That's for sure. Okay. That's certainly a no block. Seems like a fine draw. What? That's so weird. Why would they do that? Why would they do that? What the heck was that? Hey. Did they think they must have had a card that they thought was an instant, but it was a sorcery or something like that. Oh my gosh. That was insane. I can't believe we won that game. What the heck was that game? What was that? That was so weird. Oh, man. Well, we're battling for the trophy. The only loss we had was the one where we really messed up, so we've got a sweet deck on our hands. Okay, this hand is pretty awesome. We'll keep this. We're going to go get our swamp here. This is where the Terramorphic expands. You're like, oh, if it was a swamp, it would be way better. But if it was a plains, this hand would be, like, almost unkeepable. Okay, that's a perfect 2-drop because I don't really want to expose my little, like, prepared guys. Perfect. Honestly, perfect. Okay, play this guy and this guy. They have to have a kill spell here, so they have to choose which one of my good threats to kill. Never mind. Oh my gosh, that's so devastating. That's horrifically bad. Well, we might just lose this game on the spot. That was something else. That's the best Prismari Charm I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm never playing around that card in a game 1 situation like that. I mean, I think I just want to play the 2 cards that are going to threaten the most damage the following turn. I was planning on going Eater, put a counter on my double striker, hit them for 6. Unfortunate to get that tap land there, but we'll see what we shall see. We have finally done some damage. My gosh, this Prismari Charm is going to be... That's maybe the best Prismari Charm in the history of the format. Just devastating me. I'm still confident we can win this game. We beat the Loot last time. Loot needs to have some pretty specific backup to be a good card, and we've got some pressure. They could just flood out. That's kind of what Loot does a lot of the time, is leads to flood out. I mean, this card was just like a gain 3 life spell. Sure. I would have loved to have the Honormancer, obviously, but, like... Let's buff up the second guy here. Ink Mage. Wow. Oh. Ugh. Man. That's the sort of thing that makes you want to cry. Well, we're still in good shape here. We're not going to cast this because if they play a blocker, we just kill them now. 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not quite kill them, of course. Of course they have Mathemagics in their Resonating Loot deck. Oh my gosh. Well, that game was pretty much everything that could go wrong did go wrong. Obviously, if they don't draw Mathemagics there, or the way to just instantly kill us, like if they just draw a creature, or even if a giant creature, we still win. But yeah. Gosh darn it. That Prismari Charm really messed me up. Oh, man. Oh my gosh. Just cold top decking a Mathemagics in that situation to just win the game instead of just losing horrifically badly. That's something. Okay. We have to mulligan this, sadly. It's all about mentally resetting after those sorts of losses. Okay, this is a great hand, though. My gosh, this is a great hand. We're going to keep this, and we're going to ditch the helping hand. We have a really good curve here. I was hoping... I almost got rid of a land, honestly, which is kind of funny, but... Obviously, it doesn't matter now. We wanted to ensure our curve out. If we drew one spell in those two, this thing would be pretty decent. Oh, that's a great draw. And they missed a land drop, so... Bang! Got the win! Feels weird to celebrate that one, but it was a trophy match, so I am pretty happy. Our opponent didn't play a spell! Let's go! 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop. It gets the job done. Silver Quill. Here we go. Feels good. Well... That was a nice draft. We lost that one game to Monstrous Rage. We lost that other one to the Mathemagics. Overall, pretty sweet deck. I think we drafted well. I think we built it well. I think that very first pick we had, the Elite Interceptor versus the multicolored card draw spell, led us down a great path, and we ended up with a great deck. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you learned some stuff. I had a lot of fun playing this one, and even though I did have to add a couple things to my mistake notebook, I think overall we played well, and we got a great result. And I'm happy I got to showcase this one to you. If you made it to the end of the video, in the comment section down below, leave hashtag the road taken, because we're not talking about the road not taken here. We're talking about how the road taken works. So hashtag the road taken to let me know you made it to the end of the video. That's going to do it for this one, though. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you next time.